Hello pilots and ground crew, welcome back to my channel. So, the weather's bloody miserable, so what do? You stay in and you fly one of your, well, if you've got a Tinywhoop, you fly a Tinywhoop. If you haven't got a Tinywhoop and you want to get something similar in style, you might get something like this, the QX65 by Eachine. This arrived today for me from my friends at banggood.com. So I thought I'd do a review, talk you through it and show you what you get. It's I asked for the Fly Sky version. You get you get different versions, right, all depending on what transmitter you're using, but I wanted the Fly Sky version so I could test it out with my Tenergy Evolution, which it works brilliantly. It's a bit of a strange setup in the Tenergy Evolution, but I'll either talk you through that, and if I forget during the video I will leave information link in the comments of how to bind this little thing to the Tenergy Evolution, because it's a little bit strange. It did cause me a few problems, and I put some comments out on YouTube saying, how the hell do you bind it to the Tenergy Evolution? And before anyone got back to me, I figured it out, so I did it myself. But yeah, so it's a little micro quad, little racing micro quad. So let's take a look at it, see what we get in the box. Oh, yeah, I'm only kidding. With something as special as that, I loved it so much, I put her in a special case. Now let me just adjust the camera for you. Let's open her up first and adjust the camera. You see, put her in a her own special little case. That's it. Let's just adjust the camera then, because I know you can't see a bleeding thing from that angle. There, that's near as damn. Oh yeah, got a little landing pad. Well, it's actually a mouse pad, but it works. Zoom in a little bit more. There you go then. Right, now let's take a look at what you get in the original box. You do not get all these batteries. Before anyone thinks, oh, you get loads of batteries with that. Well, no, you don't get all these batteries. There's 3 different versions you can buy. You can buy a basic version, an advanced version and the standard version, right? And you get different amounts of gear in each. I will leave pictures up, right, so you know what you're getting in each. I believe in the basic you get 1 LiPo, the little charger and the quad, and in the standard you get a bit more, and in the advanced you get everything you're looking at except for the mouse mat helipad, and there's extra LiPos here. You get 6 LiPos with it. Now there has been a couple of people moan, like Andy RC, he got a standard pack and a couple of his LiPos were just burst, just all puffed up, and they were useless. And another guy, I can't remember his name, but he had one that actually caught fire. But Banggood and Eachine have addressed this, and they seem to be on top of the problem. The batteries were getting fully charged basically, then posted. But like I say, they seem to address the problem, and all my LiPos that came, like I say, I got 6 for mine. These are extra ones that I already have, which work great, so use them. Right, so what do you get? You get 6 LiPos, as I've said, 250 milliamp, and they have the 1.5 JST connector. Some people like that, some people don't like that. Some people prefer the 2, but 1.5 is fine with me because it goes with my other batteries. So yeah, in this version, the advanced, you get 6 of them. You also get a couple of spare frames and a couple of the spare bodies for them, so you can mix and match if you want to change stuff, or if you damage something. You get a tiny little USB charger, so you can plug straight into a USB socket and charge one LiPo at a time, or should I say as well as, you get an Eachine 6 battery charger. You can charge 6 batteries at the same time. Now you can do this one of 3 ways, right? You can get a power connector which does not come with it, but you can get a power connector to plug straight into your outlet socket and to activate the charger that way. You can charge it through a USB cable, which I bloody don't happen to have one that fits, or you can plug a LiPo in. What I've been doing, as he bends down, I've been using one of my big LiPos. Right, it's only a 3 cell, but it's 5,200 milli, and you get a cycle of 6 LiPos. You can cycle charge them about 8 times with this bad boy, but most people will go out and buy a USB cable or an adapter. I also have a more advanced charger which is on its way, and I'll leave links in the description to that, so you can, well, I'll just flash a picture up at the more advanced charger and I'll do a review when it arrives. Right then, let's shut the lid and show you the little you get a nice set of instructions. You know, I'd said about binding the 10G Evolution was a bit strange, and it was. Right, if you've got a FlySky receiver, the information is spot on. All the channel information, everything in here is pretty good, and it's not in the old Chinglish. It's well written and you can understand it really good. There is one thing, I'll tell you what, let me just move this out the road now and zoom in on the little quad a bit more. Where's my zoom button? Oops, wrong way. Yeah, there you go. Right, there's a couple of bits I'll point out straight away that I recommend. First thing you should do instantly before flying is take that top canopy off, because here is your antenna for your receiver, and it was actually just sticking out the bottom, which it could have quite easily curled under and into the props. So I took the top cover off straight away, which is very simple. There's a screw there. I'm out of shot again, sorry. There you go, put it down. There's a screw there, and there's a tiny little screw which I've already taken out, and I forgot to put it back in. But there's a tiny little screw that goes in there, which will be in my box because I took it out when I was doing something else. But yeah, and then the canopy comes off and the camera pops out or whatever, and well, there's 2 little screws there that's connecting the canopy to the camera, so you can tilt the camera up and down a little bit if you want to, but that will all be your choice. But yeah, I took the antenna that was sticking down here, and I've literally, hope you can see that, I've just pushed it, you should be able to see it, I've just pushed it through the side, that's all. So now it's stuck up and it's out the road and it can't go into the props. There's a little, well, you can't call it an FPV, well, it is an FPV antenna, and it works bleeding good actually. I've been buzzing around the house testing it out and everything, but it's not like a clover leaf or out like that. It's just a bit of the old coax coming off, but it works really well, so there's nothing wrong with that. Your board underneath, your motors, your brushed motors, and they're just plug and play. So these things don't last forever, we know that. These motors don't last forever. Well, you can go out and spend 50 odd quid on a brushless motor for your quad and they're not going to last forever. But all it is you literally just pull them out, and they've got little JSTs which plug into the board like a plug and play. Well, it is a plug and play, and you just put a new motor in, and the cheapest chips, you can get some more powerful motors than this for, well, maybe £9 a set of 4. Your bind button is in the corner here. Oh, I'm out of shot again, I'm sorry. The bind button is underneath the canopy in the corner here. You can get a screwdriver in, but it's much easier. You've got the top off because you're putting the antenna up here out the road. So while you've got the top off, right, the canopy, bind it to your transmitter, get all that done, right, flash your firmware, do everything, and then put your canopy back on. There's a mini USB port here where you connect up to where, oh, the sun's just gone in. Oh, it's got dull, hope you can still see. Yeah, a mini USB connector there where you just plug it in. It already comes flashed with Betaflight. I haven't done a firmware update because I adjusted the rates and stuff like that, but she's working fine, so there's no, it doesn't have to be the latest firmware and get it all 100% spot on, because this is an indoor little thing. It's going to be bouncing about a bit. But if you want to, it's there. You flash your firmware, you do whatever settings, activate, do whatever you want with it, right? It's already flashed with Betaflight, and there's plenty of information in them instructions what I was telling you about how to do it. If you haven't got a clue how to do it, it's all there, and all the information is in the instructions. And well, that's just about, oh yeah, you also get 3 full sets of props as well. You're not really going to damage these props, right? But if you change the body and change the canopy, you want the matching coloured props, you get the white props for the white body, and whatever. You can mix and match, build it up however you want. But that's basically it. I can't really think of what else to tell you about it. I'm trying, oh yes, the channels for the FPV. There's a little button inside. Once again, you can get it that way, but while you're changing your antennas and stuff, while the canopy's off, rather than trying to stick little frigging bits of wood and screwdrivers and stuff in, while the canopy's off, do all your settings at once. Set up your VTX, set up your transmitter, set up your Betaflight, do everything while it's all off. But yeah, there's a button. This is one of the easiest VTXs you'll come across. There's a button just there on top of the camera. Once again, there's plenty of instructions, plenty of information in the instructions. I'm going to turn the light on because I don't know if you can bloody see now the sun's gone in. Well, that didn't really help, but it did a bit. And the light bulb's blown. Got 3 light bulbs above us and only bloody one's working. Next video on how to change light bulbs. How many Coopers does it take to change a light bulb? It'll take more than one, because I digress. Yeah, the VTX, there's a little button on top. You press it once and it'll go through your channels. If I remember off the top of my head, it's 1 to 8. And you press it and hold it down for about 3 seconds or 2 seconds and it'll start to change your band. So it's simple. It is so simple. It tells you in the instructions how to do it, and then you do it, and it is the simplest way. And you can actually, I don't know if you'll see, but you can get inside real easy and get at that band button. But as I said, if you're taking this off to move the antenna, if you decide to, you might as well do everything while the canopy's off before putting it back on again. Right, well, that is just about everything now. She will fly obviously indoors, and she will fly outside in light winds. I mean, it's a very, very light quad. To give you a good, I mean, when I saw these on YouTube, I saw Andy RC. I'll leave a link in the description to his review of one of these, because he knows different things, I know different things, and he covers stuff that I haven't covered. But yeah, so I'll leave a link to him. But yeah, you can fly indoors and outdoors, but they're really an indoor quad. But if you look on YouTube, there's a few people flying them outside in the very light winds. But to give you an idea of the size, because as I was saying, when I looked on his channel, in my brain they seemed bigger. when you're holding them and looking at them, and they just seemed bigger to me. Yeah, you see it, it's in your hand, it's tiny. But I was very shocked when I opened the box just to see how small this thing was. Right, I'll just go get my small 210 quad to show you comparison. This will take me a couple of minutes, but for you it'll be in a flash. And there we go then. Yeah, I mean, this is my 210, right, which is a small quad in itself. But then when you sit the QX65 next to it, you see just how tiny. I mean, this thing is actually smaller than the props. It's actually, if I put the prop in view, it's smaller than the bloody props. The props are bigger. I mean, this thing is tiny, right, but it flies really good. There's one important thing I'm going to tell you. When you go into your Betaflight, on your super rates, because you will need to fly this in angle mode. You'll want your ACRO as well, for if you've got more space for doing loops and rolls, but when you first get it out and you're buzzing about, you'll want it in angle mode. But set your super rates in angle mode to 0. Bring them all down to 0, or she's going to bounce about like mad until you get used to it. Okay? And then obviously once you progress you can bring your rates up or whatever, but to start with, your rates in angle mode, bring them all down to 0. And I'd even add a bit of expo. Anyway, yeah, there she is then. The Eachine X, the Eachine QX65. And I think she's a lovely, lovely little quad. I'll leave links in the description there how to get one. Just click on it, it'll take you straight to it. And even if you don't buy one, click on it and go read the reviews, because I've given it a wonderful review and it's worth bloody just doing it to read the reviews. Okay then, pilots and ground crew, I've definitely made this video a lot longer than what I was planning, so I apologise. But if you like, subscribe and leave thumbs up, thumbs down, and I'll finish it off and show you a little bit of DVR footage of a quick little buzz about. So enjoy and thanks for watching and cheers.
File A56-7W, subject Airwolf, top secret. A Mach 1 Plus attack helicopter with the most advanced weapons arsenal in the air. Sought by governments friendly and foreign, Airwolf is hidden somewhere in the western wilderness by its test pilot Stringfellow Hawk, to be returned to the U.S. government only if his brother Sinjin, an MIA in Vietnam, can be found. The deputy director of the intelligence agency that developed Airwolf is Michael Cole-Smith Briggs III, codename Archangel, believed to covertly provide classified information and support to Hawk in exchange for flying the chopper on missions of national...